Hello Eastlake Teen Art Club. I miss you and I hope you're all doing well. For those of you who I have not met, my name is Miss Cathy. I am the teen librarian at the Eastlake Public Library and have been hosting the Eastlake Teen Art Club for over 4 amazing years. I always start off our art projects with a PowerPoint. However, due to time and file size, this first Art at Home edition of the Teen Art Club is going to have a simple art project along with a simplified PowerPoint. Today's project is origami. Miss Kin from the Eastlake Library did a cute origami bunny for the little ones a few days ago. This origami project is for older kids and teens. Let's get started. Oh, and if you want to jump right into the project, it starts around the 4-minute and 30-second marker. Today's theme is origami. Origami is the art of paper folding. The Japanese word origami is a compound of two smaller Japanese words, ori, meaning folding, and kami, meaning paper. Origami paper, often referred to as kami, is sold in prepackaged squares of various sizes ranging from 1 inch to 10 inches or more. The history of origami has been well documented by historians. Distinct paper folding traditions arose in Europe, China, and Japan. In China, traditional funerals often include the burning of folded paper, most often representations of gold nuggets. The practice of burning paper representations instead of full-scale wood or clay replicas date from the Song Dynasty, 905 to 1125 CE or current era. Japanese origami began sometime after Buddhist monks carried paper to Japan during the 6th century. The first Japanese origami dates from this period and was used for religious ceremonial purposes only due to the high price of paper. In Japan, the earliest reference to a paper model is in a short poem from around 1680, which mentions a traditional butterfly design used during Shinto weddings. The butterflies represented the bride and groom. In Japan, during the 1600s, ceremonial origami fold, noshi, were attached to gifts, much like greeting cards are used today. The earliest evidence of paper folding in Europe is a picture of a small paper boat from 1498. There is also evidence of a cut and folded paper box from 1440. It is possible that paper folding in Europe originated with the Moors much earlier. However, it is not known if it was independently discovered or knowledge of origami came along the Silk Route. In Europe, there was a well-developed genre of napkin folding which flourished during the 17th and 18th centuries. After this period, this genre declined and was mostly forgotten. Historians attribute this to the introduction of porcelain, which replaced complex napkin folds as a dinner table status symbol among nobility. Origami paper is used to fold origami. The only real requirement of the paper is that it must be able to hold a crease, but should ideally be thinner than regular paper when multiple folds over a small area are required. Kami is the cheapest paper made specifically for origami and the most widely available. The word kami is simply Japanese for paper, but it has acquired the specific meaning. Kami is thin and easy to fold. It is usually printed only on one side with a solid color or pattern. The patterns on kami can be simple or complex. It comes in several sizes, but standard sizes include 3 by 3 inches, 6-inch squares, and 10-inch squares. There are other kinds of origami paper besides kami. One kind of paper is paper-backed foil. You can see a picture of this in the upper left corner. Another kind of paper is washi, although washi is not commonly used in origami. It does not hold a sharp fold due to its extremely long and thick fibers. Another kind of origami paper is Chiyogami. Chiyogami is paper that has a repetitive pattern. Dollar bills and banknotes are commonly used in origami projects, although I find folding dollar bills to be quite challenging. Dollar bills do not want to hold a firm crease because they're not made out of paper. Did you know that U.S. paper currency is made up of 75% cotton and 25% linen? Hello again. Sorry for my bright yellow nails. I hadn't anticipated doing a video when I painted them. But for those of you who are interested, it is China Glaze Orchid Honey. So there are many types of origami paper. I talk about some of these in the PowerPoint. This is Chiyogami. This is a variety of different sizes. It's from little 6x6 up to a 15 by 15 centimeters. Here's another example of Chiyogami. This is more like, they describe this as Chiyogami, but it's not like regular origami paper. It has fibers to it. It's almost like fabric. Today we're going to be working with just your ordinary origami paper, which I can't remember what they call it right now, but it looks like this. This one has two sides to it. All origami paper starts off as a perfect square, but if you don't have a perfect square, there's a way you can make one. This is a average sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. All you have to do is take one corner, line it up, make sure the point is exact as you can get. Crease. So it'll look like this. And you can take a pair of scissors and cut off the remaining piece over here, which will then give you a perfect square. The bigger the square, the bigger your piece will be. So going back to our blue piece of paper, we're actually going to start off with a water bomb base. This particular design, I remember seeing a kid in my 4th grade class make this, and all the kids in the class wanted him to make one for them. But it wasn't until I was in middle school that I saw my science teacher making paper irises. He would do this every time we were taking a test, and so I asked him to show me, and so ever since then I've dabbled with origami. So to start off with, we're going to make some preliminary creases. So let's start off just by folding in half, and you want to try to get it as exact as possible. This takes practice and patience. I'll fold it the other way. Close enough. And then corner to corner. Makes it a little bit easier to get it exact because this origami paper is cut pretty precisely. It looks like that so far. We have one more to go. So we're going to do it this way now. Can't always get the corners exact. It's pretty close though. Alright, so it should look like this. You should have it folded one way, the other way, and then the corners. So for a water bomb base, you're then going to, I like to fold it the opposite way to start off with, because it makes it a little bit easier to do the next fold, which there we go. So we're going to fold it this way. And when you shove the center in, it should help to bring these folds in. So you're going to fold it down like that, and then shove this down. All right, so it should look like this. Okay. So then from here, keeping this bottom end open, we're going to bring this fold up to the top. You can line it up with that center line. Okay, crease. Do the other side. Let's fold this back down so we can see. Alright, like that. It's going to look like that. Oops. Let me fix this corner. Alright. So we're going to flip it over. Yeah, this is still the open end. Do the same thing to the other side. And the other one. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see what it looks like. So all we did was fold them up to that top, and down here is still where the open end was. Sometimes it gets confusing figuring out which end is up. Okay. So, actually let me unfold that for a second. So it should look like this. Now we're going to take these corners and we're just going to fold it to the center. Like that. And then the other side, just to the center. Should look like this. And then you should have these ears up here. You're just going to fold them straight down so it lines up with this line. You can crease it with your nail. That helps to make a nice sharp crease. The other side, same thing. So it kind of looks like that. What I like to do next is to take this and just fold it right over. It just helps with the next step. So same thing with this one. Fold it over, just so you can get a crease there. Now this is kind of the tricky part. There's a pocket in there. Can you see it? You're going to take this flap and we're going to tuck it in. Like that. So we just tucked it into that pocket. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Let's see. There's the pocket. And then take that flap and shove it into that opening there. Take a bit of time. There we go. All right, so shove it in there. This one's giving me a hard time. All right. So it should look like this. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So same thing. Remember, we fold it up to the top, fold it up to the top. Take this corner and bring it directly in, just so it touches that center line, but don't go over it. Crease it. We're going to do the same thing to this side. Like so. Crease them really good. take the ears and first just going to fold it straight down so it lines up with this crease. Same thing with this one, just straight down. Alright, crease that. Now we're going to shove it into the pocket. Oops, sorry, I missed a step. Just crease it a little bit so that way it makes it easier to go into the pocket. Crease it. Alright, so they're kind of like this. Now open that pocket and tuck it in. There's one. And here's two. Open it up. Tuck that in. Okay. So it should look like this now. Let's crease these a little bit better. Okay, so last thing to do, see the bottom? There's a little hole there. You can always take a pair of scissors and make it just a little bit bigger by chopping a little bit more of the end off. But I'm not going to do that, but if it doesn't work, you can always cut a bit more. So now you're going to blow a strong puff of air into that pocket. And it should look like that. Supposedly they fill these up with water. I have never done that. To collapse it, you're going to face it, this is the folded side, and just tuck in those creases, and it's flat again. So one more time. Blow it up. And then to deflate it, just shove in those creases, and it's flat again. All right, that is today's project. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you would like to see other projects, let me know in the comments. Maybe next time I can attempt watercolor. I know some of my Teen Art Club teens have already experienced some watercolor projects with me, but maybe I'll do a repeat for everyone. Hope you enjoyed that, and everyone have a good day and be safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.